All right, so you are redeemed Bible verse, so I'm going to read this Bible verse. It's from John. Is this 8? It's going to be a few more verses, but it's going to be more than just one, but I just had a really quick thought on it. John 8, verses 12 and a few afterwards. Then Jesus spoke to them again. I am the light of the world. Anyone who follows me will never walk in the darkness, but will have the light of life. So the Pharisee said to him, You are testifying about yourself. Your testimony is not valid. Even if I testify about myself, Jesus replied, my testimony is valid because I know where I come from and where I'm going. But you don't know where I come from or where I'm going. You judge by human standards. I judge no one. And if I do judge, my judgment is true because I am not alone, but I and the Father who sent me judge together. Even in your law it is written that the witness of 2 men is valid. I am the one who testifies about myself, and the Father who sent me testifies about me. So, real quick, just the idea that even if you don't believe in God, that if you are to go out and call on the name of if you believe in God, if you are a Christian and you feel the calling of Jesus, the light of the world, if you are able to feel that, the fact that he is the light in the darkness, that the standards by which you live and that you have to live your life are not made by human standards, but are made by the heavenly ones that were put in place before we were even born. While the earth was being molded, that's when everything was put into place by God. And the witness to that is Jesus and the Father. And now, with us, the Holy Spirit, what helps us to stay connected with Jesus. Though, because we have that direct connection with God through Jesus' sacrifice on the cross, has made it easier. And that is why it is so difficult for people to kind of understand or to take with them the belief of Christ. Yeah, I believe in a sense, because you have these lofty standards, these perfect standards that God has set forward that we cannot ever obtain and uphold. We have, theft, lying, debauchery, malice, deceit, slander, envy, any of those things and more that we have to contend with here on earth. And if we are trying to live as Christ, to live perfect, we cannot achieve that. But even in trying to live with God or for God, we will fail again and again. But it is not the lack of perfection, it is the lack of trying that condemns one to death. That is why when you feel God and when you have God in your heart, it does not matter if you have fully changed. The change happens as soon as you accept Jesus. If you accept Jesus, he will make that change in you for you to have the stepping stones to become better, to become more righteous. It's going to be an uphill battle for sure. Jesus did say it was going to be a very, very narrow path that we're going to go on, but it's still going to be a path that he's going to be helping us with. The Holy Spirit will be helping us with. And that's what I wanted to kind of go off of that, is that God has his standards, but Jesus and the Holy Spirit are there on our behalf so that we do not have to suffer in turmoil forever to achieve that perfect standard. Jesus died on the cross so that we could have that perfect standard with us for when we have passed on. It's not something we can attain here by ourselves ever. It's not something we can even attain with Christ, but because Christ died, we do not need to worry about obtaining that perfection. because it's already there waiting for us. Probably gonna get a bunch of DMCA notices.